Formulas are equations that perform calculations on values in your worksheet. You can make your own equation to perform certain calculation. Example, 5 plus 2 into 3. This formula multiplies 2 by 3 and then adds 5 to the result. To make it different from number entry, we start typing a formula with an equal sign. For example, is equal to 5 plus 2 star 3. The Excel sign tells Excel that the succeeding characters constitute a formula. Following the equal sign are the elements to be calculated, the operands, which are separated by calculation operators. Excel calculates the formula from left to right according to a specific order for each operator in the formula. The calculated value is stored in the cell having the formula. Parts of a formula.
A formula can also contain these elements.
1. Functions. 2. References. 3. Operators. 4. Constants.
In the above example, we are using all of these elements. Explanation is given here.
Functions. The pi function returns the value of pi, that is 3.142. 2. References. A2 returns the value in cell A2. 3. Operators. The caret operator raises a number to a power and the asterisk operator multiplies. 4. Constants. Numbers or text values entered directly into a formula such as 2. The value of the cell A2 will be raised to the power 2 and will be multiplied by the value of pi. Using constants in formulas. Normally, if you change the value of the cell, example A2, the result changes accordingly in the cell containing a formula that is referencing to this cell. But if you use numeric constant values in the formula instead of references to the cells, for example, is equal to 30 plus 70 plus 110, the result changes only if you modify the formula yourself. A constant is a value that is not calculated. For example, the date and the text are all constants. An expression or a value resulting from an expression is not a constant. Operators in formulas. Operators specify the type of calculation that you want to perform on the elements of a formula. Types of operators. There are 4 types of operators: arithmetic, comparison, text concatenation, and reference. Arithmetic operators.
To perform basic mathematical operations, use these arithmetic operators,
such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. Combine numbers and produce numeric results. Arithmetic operator, meaning, example, plus sign, addition, 3 plus 3, minus sign, subtraction, negation, 3 minus 1, minus 1, asterisk, multiplication, 3 into 3, / division, 3 by 3, percentage sign, percent, 20%, caret, exponentiation, 3 raised to the power 2. Comparison operators.
You can compare 2 values with these operators.
When 2 values are compared by using these operators, the result gives a logical value, either true or false. Comparison operator, meaning, example, equal sign, equal to, A1 is equal to B1, greater than sign, greater than, A1 is greater than B1, less than sign, less than, A1 is less than B1, greater than or equal to sign, greater than or equal to, A1 is greater than or equal to B1, less than or equal to sign, less than or equal to, A1 is less than or equal to B1, not equal to sign, not equal to, A1 is not equal to B1. Text concatenation operator. Use the ampersand and to join or concatenate one or more text strings to produce a single piece of text. Reference operators. Combine ranges of cells for calculations with these operators. Reference operator, meaning, example, colon. Range operator, which produces one reference to all the cells between 2 references including the two references
B5,
B15, comma, union operator which combines multiple references into one reference, sum
B5,
B15, comma, D5, D15, space, intersection operator which produces reference to cells common to the two references, B7, D7, C6, C8. The order in which Excel performs operations on formulas. There is a default order, left to right, in which calculations occur, but you can change this order by using parentheses. Use of parentheses. To change the order of evaluation, enclose the part of the formula to be calculated first in parentheses. For example, the following formula produces 11 because Excel calculates multiplication before addition. The formula multiplies 2 by 3 and then adds 5 to the result. 5 plus 2 multiplied by 3. In contrast, if you use parentheses to change the order of calculation, Excel adds 5 and 2 together and then multiplies the result by 3 to produce 21, is equal to, within brackets, 5 plus 2 into 3. In the example below, the parentheses around the first part of the formula force Excel to calculate B4 plus 25 first and then divide the result by the sum of the values in the cells D5, E5 and F5 is equal to B4 plus 25 within brackets divided by sum of D5 colon F5. Using functions and nested functions in formulas. Functions. Functions are predefined formulas that perform calculations by using specific values called arguments. Functions can be used to perform simple or complex calculations. The syntax of functions. There is a particular structure in which the functions are written. The structure of a function begins with an equal sign, followed by the function name, an opening parenthesis, the argument separated by commas, and a closing parenthesis. Every function has a specific syntax and you have to provide the arguments accordingly. Arguments can be numbers, text, logical values such as true or false, or cell references. The argument you designate must produce a valid value for that argument. Arguments can also be constants, formulas, or other functions. Example. The following example of the round function illustrates the syntax of a function. 1. Shows the structure of a function as explained above. 2. Round in the name of the function. 3. The cell reference A10 and 2 are the arguments, those are enclosed in parentheses. 4. As you type the function, a tooltip with the syntax and arguments appear. For example, type is equal to round and the tooltip appears. Tooltips only appear for built-in functions. Entering functions. There are two ways of entering formula. First method. Click a cell and type is equal to sign and beginning letters of function. Excel displays a dynamic drop-down list of valid functions below the formula bar started with these letters. You can insert an item from the drop-down list into the formula. Second method. If you do not know the function name for the task you want to do, you can search it. To search for a list of available functions, click a cell and press Shift plus F3. The Insert Function dialog box appears in which you can search a function by giving a brief description of the task you want to do. You can also select from the list of names of the functions displayed in the Insert Function dialog box. After selecting the name of the function, it displays a description of the function and each argument the current result of the function. Using references in formulas. Normally, we refer to a cell or a range of cells on a worksheet that tells Microsoft Excel where to look for the values or data you want to use in a formula. You can also refer to cells on other sheets in the same workbook and to other workbooks. References to cells in other workbooks are called links or external references. The reference style. By default, Excel uses the reference style which refers to columns with letters A to XFT for a total of 16,384 columns and refers to rows with numbers 1 to 10,48,576. These letters and numbers are called row and column headings. To refer to a cell, enter the column letter followed by the row. For example, B2 refers to the cell at the intersection of column B and row 2. To refer to, use the cell in column A and row 10, A10. The range of cells in column A and rows 10 to 20, A10, A20. The range of cells in row 15 and columns B to E, B15, E15. All cells in row 5, 5, 5. To refer to, use all cells in rows 5 to 10, 5, 10. All cells in column H, H, H. All cells in columns H to J, H, J. The range of cells in column A to E and rows 10 to 20, A10, E20. The difference between absolute, relative and mixed references. Relative references. A relative cell reference in a formula is based on the relative position of the cell that contains the formula and the referenced cell. If the position of the formula changes to another cell, the reference also changes. If you copy or fill the formula across rows or down columns, the reference automatically adjusts. By default, new formulas use relative references. Absolute references. We put a $sign before the column letter and before the row number to make the reference absolute. An absolute cell reference in a formula such as $A, $1 always refer to a cell in a specific location. If you copy or fill the formula across rows or down columns, the absolute reference does not adjust. Mixed references. A mixed reference has either an absolute column and relative row or absolute row and relative column. We put a $sign before the column letter or before the row number, whatever we want to make absolute. An example of absolute column reference is $A1 or $B1. $sign is put before the column letter. An example of absolute reference is $1. $sign is put before the row number. When you copy a formula, Excel automatically adjusts the cell references for each new cell the formula is copied to. The absolute reference does not adjust.